Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Alex, and today's video is about my PNY GTX 1060. I hope you enjoy. The GTX 1060 is now the third lowest cost card in the NVIDIA 10 series of video cards, in front of the 1050 and 1050 Ti. I found the PNY variant of this card at Micro Center for $250. This card packs 1280 CUDA cores and 6GB of GDDR5 memory into a 10.5 length by 4.4 inch width. The heatsink on this card is simply black with some ridges, 2 fans, and a few copper heat pipes. The card has a very discreet look and doesn't even have a GeForce LED on the side. On the back of the card, we find 3 DisplayPort 1.4 ports, 1 HDMI 2.0 port, and a DL DVI port. The max resolution for this card is 7680 by 4320, so theoretically, it will be able to drive 3 1080p displays or 2 1440 displays with some room to grow. I've got an AOC 144Hz monitor on the way, so expect a review of that monitor and how this card performs for more esports category games very soon. Get subscribed to be notified when that video comes out. The card's base core clock is 1506 MHz, but I've found that the GPU only really runs this speed with older or less graphically intensive games. Using NVIDIA's GPU Boost 3.0, this card can boost up to 1708 MHz at stock, and that's where I found it likes to stay for newer games. Even at that clock, I'm able to max out games like Witcher 3 at ultra settings and average above 50 FPS. Using MSI Afterburner, I found that I can overclock the card to a whopping 2075 MHz, and this delivers the peak performance I knew it could achieve. At this clock, I found my AAA games looking the best they can at 1080p while still achieving above 60 FPS. I'm also able to run lighter games like Rocket League or CSGO at 1440 or 4K depending on the situation. Let's take a look at some benchmarks. My settings for these tests are 116% power limit, max temperature limit, clock up 200 MHz to 1908, boosting up to 2075, and the fans are at a constant 65%. The only downside of the PNY variant GTX 1060 that I found is that the memory clock does not show correctly in overclocking software. I can't tell if this is a card-specific or driver's issue, but before the NVIDIA 376.09 update, my card's memory clock only showed 2000 MHz max. The spec sheet of the card shows the clock to be 8000 MHz, putting it in line with the rest of the 1060 family. However, when looking at MSI Afterburner or NZXT Cam, the clock still only shows 4000 MHz. Also, when trying to overclock that any higher than 4100 MHz, the GPU will show artifacts like white specks and then crash, requiring a system reboot. The first time this happened, I thought I fried the card and was out $250. Thankfully, that was not the case. Overall, I think the PNY GTX 1060 is still a great value for the price for an NVIDIA card. It'll be interesting to see how it continues to age compared to other cards like the 1070 and RX 480 with the next year of games on the horizon. But during the 4 months I've had it so far, it's been killer for 1080p gaming. If you pick up this card today, my advice to you is don't be scared to overclock it right away. As long as you keep the temperatures low by setting a custom fan curve, it will last. Thanks for watching. Hit like if you enjoyed this video, and if you didn't, dislike it, but leave a comment and tell me what I can do to improve the channel. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next video.